Most of everything that I'm going to be sharing is going to be makeup, just because this is a makeup channel. And honestly, skincare, hair care, perfumes, things like that, I use the same and I don't really change it up. So the perfume from last year, Carolina Herrera, Very Good Girl, is still my favorite perfume to this day. Actually, no, I have a new favorite. Sorry, sight. One of my new favorites is the Glossier U. I had gotten a sample of this back in like 2017. I liked it a lot, but I never picked it up. But this year I finally picked it up. I've been using it quite a lot, kind of going between these two. Again, perfume is something I know fucking nothing about. It smells good. Let me search the notes, because I can't keep describing perfumes as good smelling because that fucking does nothing. So we're gonna be professional here and describe the notes for you. Do you guys even care? I can't find it. Whatever. Google is free. Good ass perfume. Love this shit. Love this shit. Okay, let's move on. For skincare, I still do the same skincare routine as the skincare routine I shared with you last year, but a new favorite of mine is the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors. I'm about to run out of my favorite moisturizer, which is the First Aid Beauty one. I decided to buy this one just because it's a little bit more affordable and I'm a little bit more broke this year. I've been using this a lot. It's really good for before makeup. It's really good for night. It's a really thick cream. I like a very thick cream. I don't like when things sink into my skin just because I feel like I'm not really getting moisturized, and it's good for all seasons, even now when it's cold as well. Now for makeup, I'm going to try to be a little bit more organized than last year and kind of go through steps, show you products through the application that you would put it on your face. This year I had used up quite a lot of primers that I had, so I had tried a few new ones, and my favorite ones are the Rare Beauty ones. I love them both, but my favorite one out of the two is the Illuminating Primer. It has a soft natural pink tint, maybe a hint of shimmer, but the overall effect it gives is more pearly than anything. After I tried this one out, I had gotten a little sample of the pore diffusing one, and honestly I don't really like trying primers that target your pores or try to minimize them, just because I feel like a lot of them feel more silicone-y than anything, and I hate the way heavy silicones feel on my skin. My last favorite was the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. That one felt pretty good, but I just tried the sample of it and it felt really nice. The texture of it is reminiscent of a gel cream. It's not drying at all. It's not silicone, it's not slippery. It's not something that will completely blur the look of your pores, but I honestly like that about it just because I've been liking a more natural makeup look. Next, I have the skin tint from Violette. This is the SPF 50 Daydream Screen Tinted Veil. As you know, the tragic story of my favorite skin tint ever, the next one. Also, they are releasing a tint foundation, so I might have to try that one out. In my state of sadness and despair, I had discovered this one. I just went to Sephora and I looked at it and it seemed pretty nice. The texture is completely different to the next one, so it's not a dupe or anything, but it's a pretty good replacement for it. It gives me the same kind of tint that just like evens out your skin tone without giving it too much coverage. This one is super watery. I have it in the shade 4 because of the SPF 50. Even if I forget my regular sunscreen, I don't feel like naked and exposed. I discovered my favorite concealer ever to be made this year. It's the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape It's the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. They put Ultra Creamy on this twice. And it is pretty ultra creamy. It's good. I like a good hydrating concealer. I've tried the Tarte Shape Tape ones in the store. Like, I swatched it on the back of my hand. It made my skin look fucking nasty and ugly, so I was pretty skeptical to try this, but I really liked it and I have been using it pretty much consistently ever since I bought it. I don't really like the packaging though. It can get everywhere, but I do really like the applicator. I love when products have a big ass applicator, like lip gloss, concealers. And I have 2 liquid blushes to share with you. I talk about these last year as well in the shade Hope. These are the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush. My favorite one is still Hope, but this year I picked up a full size in Happy and Encourage. These are both in their dewy formulas, which is my preferred formula. They have the matte ones as well, which I have a few of them, but I'm not really a big fan of them. I'll do a quick swatch of these compared because these shades are the best. So we have Hope, which is last year's favorites. It's still this year's favorite. I used it a lot this year as well. Then we have Happy. Wow, these swatches are ass. And then last one we have is Encourage, which is the one I'm wearing on my skin right now. You can't really tell, I don't think, but it's there. And it's like a deep mauve color. Look at them. Moving on is powder. This one's the first one. Honestly, I'd gotten this because of the packaging. I'm a big sucker for packaging. This is the One Step Correct Brightening Finishing Powder. They have a primer equivalent to this. That shit makes no sense to me because all of the colors that are there to help you color correct kind of just mix into one neutralized color because color theory, so I don't really know what the fuck that does. And honestly, this one has the same concept. I'm sure you can do color correcting if you concentrate your brush into one specific area. I just swirl it. I don't really use it for the color correcting properties. I like it more because of the formula. It's not the softest powder ever, but it just sets my skin the way I like it. It's not overly drying, it's not overly mattifying, brightens, and yeah, you can tell how much I like it. I got it this year and I've already hit pan on it. Next powder is a powder that I got sent from CCS PR. This one's the 01 version one, so this is the matte one. They have another radiance version. This is my favorite powder of this year. I've gotten this a little bit later in the year, but I've been really liking it. The texture is extremely finely milled and soft. It blurs and mattifies without making your skin super flat. I haven't gotten it for too long, but I've worn down the dome a lot already. Okay, I'm gonna quickly intercept and do my brush favorites before we move on to the other products. Brushes aren't something that I really pay attention to. I just buy whatever the fuck, but these brushes really helped me do my makeup this year. All of these are still wet because I just washed them because I didn't want to show you guys nasty ass brushes because I never fucking wash my brushes, but I did it for this video. Anyways, this is the Zoay Deluxe SO2 brush. It's a dense kind of medium-sized brush that makes it really nice to blend out concealer, which is my favorite thing to do with it. It's the best and it's really pretty. It's pink. Since we're talking about pink brushes, this is the Flower Nose stippling brush. They sent me this, but I would probably have gotten it myself anyway because first of all, the handle of it is extremely pretty and the stippling brush I have now is shedding like shit. I love stippling brushes for applying blush. It just gives you the most diffused natural look. And then we have the Rare Beauty concealer brush. The shape of it makes it really easy to go underneath your eyes, any other areas. Another face brush is this brush. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck. It came from like a sketchy ass store. It's just like an angled brush, honestly. The bristles look a little bit better when it's dry, obviously. It's quite dense as well. I really like putting bronzer on with this. Like I would just like grab bronzer on here, like tap it off, and then like literally tap it like 3 times and it'll give me the softest sun-kissed look ever. And I use it for contouring, I use it for bronzer. Last one is the Zoay Luxe Powder Fusion Brush 134. This is my favorite brush ever for base eyeshadow. I would use this actually with the next product I'm gonna talk about. Look at this transition. This is 3C Dear Nude multi-eye color palette. I've been using this a lot. I've had this in my collection for quite a while, probably close to 2 years, but if you've seen my eyeshadow collection video, you would know that I didn't really like this when I had first gotten it because I just thought it was a bit ashy and there was not a lot of variation. But this is the go-to palette I use now for any kind of base eyeshadow before I do my look. I've changed out my makeup quite a lot this year. I'm not wearing a lot of colors this year, so this is a really good palette to go for. And so this and this is the ultra pair. I'll grab it and then just like run it through my lids and I'm good to do the next step of my eyeshadow. Oh, I've actually forgot to mention this face palette. This is Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. Probably came with the winter season, but it's been announced for quite a long time. I've seen pictures of it probably since like summer. Maybe I'm pulling that out of my ass, but I feel like I've seen it for a long time before it was actually released. This is the most beautiful thing ever in my collection. I have a lot of makeup, but this is literally the most beautiful thing ever. It has this like rose quartz ass packaging. I fucking love packaging. I'm a whore for packaging. And the colors in it is just so pretty. It has 2 highlighters, 2 blushes. The formula is always nice. Charlotte Tilbury is one of my favorite brands ever. I know a lot of people think Charlotte Tilbury is milking the shit out of the Pillow Talk collection, and she is, but you know what, I'm here for it. And another Pillow Talk product is the eyeshadow palette. It's such a good palette for like school, for work, everything. It's my favorite. Last eyeshadow palette I have to show you is the Into You Fluffy Appears 12 colors eyeshadow palette. This is a newer eyeshadow palette of mine, but the color story honestly makes me fall in love every single time I see it and use it. Looks like this. It is from their Disney collection. Oh, look at the color story. It's amazing. It has really beautiful duochromes and really soft mattes. Every time I do my makeup, I feel like a fucking artist because of the colors. It just goes really well. Yes. Last eyeshadow product is the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Ritz. Last year I talked about Solitaire and Frog, unless I didn't. Then this is embarrassing. Let me check. Yeah, I talked about Frog and Solitaire. Both shades I still use to this day, but this year I bought Ritz. I've been really into that kind of transparent looking eye look. It has like a brownie base to it, so it looks like your eyelid color and it's just a shimmer. I'll do a live swatch of it. So it just looks like your eyes are gleaming, and it's dewy, and it's pretty, and it's glassy. Okay, now for eyeliners. Herrera still makes my favorite eyeliners, but I bought and used so many of these. I have literally 5 open right now. These are the Florette eyeliners. My favorite one is the brown one, and then we also have the black one, and then the ones that are for drawing your aegyo side. Yeah, I also use this for my brows sometimes, draw little hairs. The tip of it is very ultra pointed, so you can draw really precise lines with it. It's also not very pigmented like the Herrera one, so if you want to draw lower lashes, it's also really good for that. It just makes any eyeliner you do more natural, and it's easier to use for beginners. I have 3 mascara thingies to show you. This is the U-Kiss lash primer. I like it because the brush is very easy to use, and it also separates the lashes very well. Yeah, this is so good. Look, 10 out of 10. My favorite mascara ever is the Rare Beauty one. It illuminizes and makes my lashes look really nice and fluttery, and it's actually smudge proof. I have really smudgy eyes. I talk about this every fucking video I talk about mascara, but it's true, my eyes always gets really like panda-y if I use any regular mascara, but this one doesn't do that. I love it so much. And then another one I had discovered a little bit later in the year. This one was sent to me by Zeesea as well. This one's a burgundy color. Love it as well. I love the Rare Beauty a little bit more, but this one is a close second. This one lengthens more than it voluminizes, so sometimes I like using them together. I like this one especially for my lower lashes because the natural curve of the wand makes it very easy to kind of go in to that area. So that's all of the eye products. We're gonna finally move into the lips. Of course, lip products, one of my favorite categories, so we're gonna have quite a lot to talk about. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. I've used it so much. I've talked about it in my favorite lip thingy videos before. Yeah, it's a little kind of short now. I love it. It's my favorite lip liner. Lip liner for like anything. I have like maybe 4 or 5 lip liners in my entire collection, and this one is my favorite. Then we have the Juicy Lips from Tarte. I have 2 shades. I have the shade Cherry Blossom that came in a little set, and then I have the shade Rose, which is my favorite. It makes your lips look super juicy and big, super comfortable. It's like great for every day to throw in the purse, especially for winter when my lips are a little bit more crackly. This year has been the year of lip muds for me, and 2 brands that really stand out are, first of all, Flower Nose. These ones were sent to me. I have the shade 12 and 06. 06 I talked about in my last video, and I probably talked about 12 in my past videos. They're really comfortable. They are matte, so they can be a little bit drying, but the pigmentation is intense. It's really comfortable. It's really smooth. Everything I love in a lip product. But the ones I'm wearing on my lip right now are the Into You ones. Kind of gone crazy with Into You this year. I have the Lotso collection. I also have a few of the regular ones. I'm probably gonna do a video somewhere down the line swatching all these and doing a full review, so I'm not gonna say much about them right now, but they're very comfortable. Again, they're matte. I'm wearing a few colors today. For the base, I'm wearing EM05, and then over top of it, I'm wearing the potted ones. This one's the shade PD02. I always feature them now. They're like my favorites, and they reside in this little container. If you've been on my channel, then you know my favorite lip gloss is the Fenty ones. This one's a little mini in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy. It came in a set I bought after I did my full review on it, but it's a really pretty shimmery gloss. It applies like it's translucent, makes your lip very juicy. I love everything about this gloss, so just a quick little mention to it. I have 2 Roman kind of thingies to talk about. This one's their Zero Velvet Tint. I've talked about it in my review video. For Roman, this is in the shade Petal Tasso. I've been wanting the shade for the longest time, but I always thought it might look too similar to my other colors that I already have, but I love it so much. I want to actually apply it to show you how much I like it right now. Actually, no, but my lips are really, whatever. It's good. And then we also have this one that I mentioned in my last video. It is way thicker and a lot more drying than the other tints they've ever released. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me this year. Not sure if I'm going to be able to upload another video before the year ends. If not, Happy New Year. If so, this is awkward. But until then, I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye-bye.